Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Stay at Home Dads channel. I'm Daniel, and today I want to talk to you about something that's pretty important. We're going to talk about doctor's appointments and what you should do to be prepared. Alright guys, so first things first, right off the bat, you need to make sure that you schedule enough time for the appointment. With that being said, I mean you need to make sure that you schedule more than enough time for the appointment. Pretty much what that means is, for example, most doctor's appointments don't take that long. Usually when I go into a doctor's appointment for my kid, it only takes about 15-20 minutes, at most a half an hour. But you don't know when something crazy is going to happen. There's been times where I've been stuck in the doctor's office for 2 hours plus. So you need to make sure that you look at your calendar, which is easy nowadays because you got your cell phone. I know on my cell phone I have both mine and my wife's calendars logged into it. We put our appointments in through Gmail and the Google Calendar, and whenever we put the Gmail accounts into each other's phones, our calendars upload into the calendar on our cell phone. So we're able to see the appointments all the way around that we are doing during the week and the month and all that fun stuff. So whenever I make an appointment for my kids, I look at the calendar. I pick a day where we don't have anything scheduled, or we have something scheduled in the afternoon but not in the morning, and I make my appointments for my kids according, and even for myself, I make them according to our schedule so that we have at least 2 hours for a 15-minute appointment, to make sure that everything is taken care of. Now, on the other side of it, you have to be prepared physically, not just prepared in time. So we're going to talk about the bag. Guys, you don't have to carry a diaper bag. I know some dads are weird about that. Some dads don't care. Especially if you have a girl, you don't want to be carrying around something that looks like one of those big pink suitcase of a purse that our wives like to buy. You could carry a backpack. Or they make the dad's diaper bag that looks like a tool bag, which to me is cool, but a little overpriced, but to each his own. Me, I carried a backpack. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have everything prepared. Now, if you're a new father, you got to carry the most stuff. First things first, you want to make sure that you carry enough diapers. You want to carry at least 1 diaper per hour, and then add another 3 to 5 on top of that. Your child is going to go to the bathroom so much, especially if they've just ate. So you want to make sure that you have enough diapers, make sure you got enough wipes, make sure you got the baby powder, make sure you got the butt cream, make sure you got everything set for a diaper change, and make sure you have enough to cover each and every hour. Because on average, unless there is something wrong and your child's not getting enough water down because they're sick, or if they're constipated, you are going to be changing a diaper just about every hour. That's reality. So on top of that, what you also want to do is you want to take about 2 to 3 changes of clothes. Diapers aren't foolproof. They don't always hold everything, especially during that constipated explosion that we all love, where it gets all over the pants and all over the onesie, and it runs down their leg and gets onto their socks and gets into their little shoes. You want to make sure you have some clothes to change your kid into something fresh. Otherwise, you're going to be driving around smelling that. You're going to go into the doctor. Your kid's going to smell like that. The doctor's going to look at you like you're crazy, and you're going to have to explain to them the reason why your child is wearing a poop-covered outfit. So you want to make sure that you have changes of clothes. Also, a great thing to have is some bags with you so that you can put the dirty clothes in. This could be the little bags that you use to pick up dog poop. You can use grocery bags. You can use Ziploc bags. But grocery bags are free, so save some money. Use the bags you get from the grocery store and carry them with you. Put them to use. Recycle, people, recycle. You also want to make sure that you have enough breast milk or formula to get your child through that time that you're out of the home. We shouldn't be, nervous about the whole breast milk thing. You just want to make sure that you keep the breast milk in a cold container. I used to carry a small breastfeeding bag. We got it from the women's pregnancy center where we took all our parenting classes. We had a breastfeeding bag, we had a cooler bag, we had ice packs and stuff like that to where we could carry the breast milk with us wherever we went. You also want to make sure that you have enough formula. If you're formula feeding your baby, if you're doing half and half, you want to make sure you have enough formula there to take care of the child when needed. You also have to make sure that you warm it up properly. Cold milk can be hard on a baby's stomach, so you want to make sure that you have a way to warm it up. And an easy way to do that is you're at a doctor's office, they've got sinks in there, they've got hot water for sanitation purposes. Take the breast milk out, take the formula and put it in the bottle, run it underneath the hot water, let it warm up, let it melt, because you're going to freeze your breast milk the majority of the time, especially the stuff that you take out is going to be ice. Put it underneath that hot water, warm it up that way. Even at home, it's safer to do it that way versus doing it with the microwave. So you want to make sure that you warm it up, and before you give it to your baby, test it on the softer part of your wrist. This right here is more temperature sensitive. If it's too hot here for you to handle, if it stings or burns, it's going to scald your kid's mouth. So you want to make sure that it's at a good warm temperature, something that they can handle. This can be soothing for your baby, so if they're a little cranky, it can help chill them out a little bit, maybe put them to sleep. But also, it is easier on your baby's stomach and it is safer for them. Also, you need to think about entertainment. Whenever you have a newborn, it's usually not as hard. You have a stuffed animal with them in the stroller, you have a rattle or something like that. Something that is, ready and accessible right there in the stroller. As they get a little older, you may want something else, something that's a little bigger, a little bit more entertaining and busy. At that point, you want to put some toys in your bag. Again, this is stuffed animals, teething rings, stuffed animals, rattles. I probably already said that. Those types of things will keep your baby entertained. Also, you want to make sure that you have the medicines that your baby is taking, all the prescriptions, all the over-the-counters, all the vitamins. You want to make sure that you have all of those with you. One, you may need it while you're out, but two, your doctor is going to ask you what type of medicine your baby's taking, and they're going to want specifics. So you want to make sure that you have all the medications there. Usually for an infant, you don't have too many medications that they take because the doctors don't really prescribe it. They want the baby's immune system to build up without the assistance of antibiotics or anything. But there are instances where you will have some types of medicines, especially if they're teething. You'll have teething tablets and stuff like that. If they've got a cold, sometimes they got an infant cold relief for certain months. So you can use that as well. So you want to make sure that you have your medicines ready and available for you. Now, if you're a father with a toddler, you don't have to carry quite as much, but you're going to carry some bigger stuff. So with toddlers, if you're potty training, make sure you bring pull-ups. Again, you want to count your hours that you're going to be gone and have a pull-up for each hour, and then have a couple of emergencies. But if you are potty training, come with a prepared state of mind for potty training for the day. If you have a kid who's potty training, they are most likely going to say they have to go to the bathroom in each and every single place you go to. So you want to make sure that you are ready and prepared. Have that extra time before the appointment. Get there early so you can take your kid to the bathroom. That way, they're not antsy and needing to go in the middle of the appointment. The doctor will let you go, but if they're in the middle of an examination, they're going to have your kid hold it. which isn't fun. Also, you want to take a couple of changes of clothes. You want to bring at least 2 for accidents. Again, pull-ups are not foolproof. They can overflow, especially if you drive long distances for your doctor's appointments. For toddlers, I'd recommend bringing snacks, goldfish, pretzels, gummies, Cheerios, anything that's age appropriate to your child. Bring it. It doesn't have to be a lot. Get a couple of Ziploc bags and put some snacks in it, and have it prepared for your child. Have it ready for your child if they start screaming they're hungry. Sometimes just having their mouth moving on something else will give you a minute apiece while you're going through the doctor's office, and that can be a lifesaver in itself. You want to make sure that you have entertainment for them. We are in the age of technology. Most houses have tablets for their kids. Make sure the tablet's charged the night before. Make sure that you've got movies and games on it, something that's going to keep them entertained at their appropriate age level. If you don't have a tablet and you're brave enough to let your kid use your phone, Netflix. Now they've got Disney Plus, Hulu. There's different things out there that you can use to entertain your child. If you have a toddler who is becoming very tech savvy, they have apps out there that will lock your phone and while they're playing their games, so they can't get out and start messing with your phone unless they put a sequence in on the touch screen. So there's different things that you can do there. You can even bring books. My kids love books. So you can bring a couple of books that are appropriate to their age. Also then, you don't want to forget your child's medications again in your toddler's bag, because they will ask for it. They will ask for an update each time you go in. So having those medications is good. Also, a very important thing, and you may need to write it down. I had to at the beginning of my marriage, whenever we first started having kids, but you need to know both sides of your family's medical history. That means that you not only need to know your family's medical history, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your granddad, your uncles, cousins, whatever. If it is a normal thing throughout your entire family, you need to know each and every medical situation, from cancer, heart problems, mental problems, chronic illness. You need to know everything, diabetes on down. But you also need to know that about your wife's family. So at this point in time, you are getting to know your wife quite a bit better, and you're getting to know her family a little bit more. And if you pay attention to this, you are going to see a little bit of what could happen in your wife's future, and you can get yourself prepared for it in that state. So, if there's a 85% chance that your wife could come down with diabetes whenever she's older, you'll be prepared to help care for your wife whenever she has diabetes. If there's back problems, you're going to be able to prepare yourself for her to have back problems in the future. And she can do the same to you. If you have a family where cancer is inevitable, she's going to prepare herself for the possibility that you can get this illness, and she's going to have herself prepared to take care of you and help get you through it. It's a very weird and very morbid type subject, but it's not only good for you to know for your child's sake so they know what to look for at the doctors, but it's also good for you because you are going to be able to prepare yourself for your future in whatever can or cannot happen. Also, you want to make sure that after all of this is said, you have all that prepared and all that set up, you want to make sure that you leave early to your appointment. I mentioned that before with toddlers, which you can probably hear mine in the background singing. You want to make sure that you leave early in general. You're going to have to do paperwork whenever you get there. You're going to have to fill out the pre-appointment paperwork. You're going to have to fill update paperwork out. If you're going to a yearly appointment, you're going to have to fill a packet of paper out every year, making sure your information is still correct, making sure the insurance is still correct, making sure that they have the correct social security number and address and phone number, making sure they have all your updated information from phone number and address and work number. you're going to have all of this stuff prepared. So you're going to have to make sure that you are prepared to be there early, to get it filled out, to get to the appointment on time, to get put to the back on time so you're not there all day. So you want to make sure that you leave there early. Also, plan to stay at the doctor's office longer than they tell you. I've already stated that as well, but I'm going to reiterate it. You never know what's going to happen at a doctor's office. They could have an emergency with another child in the back. You know, you've got those kids that whenever they see a needle come out, they see the nurse come in with the tray, all of a sudden it's Nightmare on Elm Street. They're screaming like crazy. They're living their worst nightmare. And it's going to take longer to administer everything. So you got to make sure that you're prepared to stay there way longer, because you're at a pediatrics doctor's office. Things happen. Prepare to be there way longer than what they tell you. And that's okay. Schedule the time. You won't have to worry about it. You can just sit back, chill. You got your kids entertained with what you have in the bag. Everything's good. You're prepared. So you want to make sure that you do that. Not to mention, you want to make sure that in the course of this, if your kids still get a little cranky, you want to make sure that you have rewards set aside for them. If they do get at the doctor's office, there's a lot of stuff that you can do that's not too expensive. If you like me and my family, we have to watch our money pretty close. So you can go down to McDonald's. Happy Meals are like $3 now for a chicken nugget Happy Meal. If you want a cheeseburger, it's $4. That isn't too bad. You can get the dollar ice creams, and you can get milkshakes for about $2. There's stuff that you can do that is lower in price. If you don't want to do that, or if you can't afford to do that, take them to a park. Take them out, let them run around. You play with your child. That in itself is also a reward. My kids love going to the park just as much as they love getting sweets or getting physical rewards. So go out and play at a park as a reward. There's different things that you can do. You should know by the time your kid's a toddler what they do like, what they don't like, and what can be a good reward for your child. Also, in doing the reward, make sure that you don't do it the same every single time. Once it becomes repetitive, the reward kind of loses its strength. So make sure that you have a different reward for each time you go in. And dads, I hope that this helps you out. This is just a little bit of a list that I keep for myself, and I hope that it'll help you out in doing your doctor's appointments and your scheduling and planning for it. But remember, we all make mistakes. Being a stay-at-home dad isn't that easy. You get a little taste of what moms go through who stay at home. Usually if you're a stay-at-home dad, you didn't stay at home first. Your wife could have gotten a little antsy and wanted to go back to work. She may have wanted some time to herself, and work was just an option that she took, something to keep her busy. So make sure you have some appreciation for your wife in that. Make sure you have appreciation for moms in that. You're going to be a dad that is surrounded by moms, constantly going to parks and libraries and restaurants and all of that stuff. You are going to be surrounded by it. I can't tell you how many times I go to a library and I go to the Friends of the Library store and I let my kids buy a book, and how many times I have moms who are there who are like, "You're such a good dad." And it's a little bit of a reward, but you also got to take that mentality of your wife used to do this, or your mom used to do this. It gives you a little bit more of appreciation for moms in general, and you want to show that appreciation towards your wife or towards your own mom, because of the fact that it's such a big deal what they go through, and now you're having to go through a little bit of the same things. You're getting a taste of their medicine. So dads, you're doing great. Again, you're not alone. If anyone says otherwise, remember what DAD stands for. DAD stands for dedicated, awesome, and dignified. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe. Thank you.